Morning here. Feels pretty good outside right now.
Yeah, rivaling yesterday morning, so nice and crisp and cool, but today the warm up a little bit bigger. So if you are a fan of summertime weather, I think you're going to like what we have today. We've got high pressure driving. It's keeping it nice and clear and sunny all day long. 64 in Boston. Boston, listen, it's normal for the city center to stay warmer than the suburbs, and we've got a lot of 50s on the map this morning. So I would gear up for morning 50s in Metro West. We're probably going to get back to the lower 60s by about 7 a.m. 9 a.m., 69 degrees, 79 at noon, and highs in the lower 80s today. But the best part is that even though it's getting warmer, it's still going to be comfortable because we've got dew points in the 50s, and that's a pretty comfortable range for our humidity. Now, temperatures and dew points surge over the next few days, so it's going to be like tropical humidity back by Friday, and I'll even show you the potential for some record highs at the end of the week. Catherine? Yeah, like what I see, we've got another fresh, cool start this morning. Humidity is going to surge back in over the next few days, so Thursday, Friday get pretty uncomfortable. The weekend is looking mostly dry, and we'll talk about that in a second, but you can see next couple of hours we go from the lower 60s in the greater Boston area to the upper 60s by about 9 a.m. Keep in mind, a lot of you outside of Boston waking up to 50s this morning, and that's what feels so good and so refreshing. Afternoon highs will make it to the low in the mid 80s. That is exactly where we should be this time of the year because of the direction of our winds coming in off the water down on the Cape and the Islands. You're going to see temperatures down there in the 70s. So that's our cool spot, south coast as well. Overnight tonight, we fall back into the 60s, not the 50s, so it's not going to be quite as fresh when you wake up tomorrow morning. Not bad. It's just not going to have this like little taste of fall like we've had the last couple of mornings. And then tomorrow, I mean, we're going to be close to 90 in a lot of spots. So the heat really starting to become pronounced. Temperatures are set to peak on Friday with highs in the mid or upper 90s. It looks like we are going to be setting some new record highs. On top of that, we've got a heat advisory because it's going to be hot and it's going to be humid, and I think the day will start with sunshine. We've got a front that comes into play late afternoon or evening, and with that we're going to have a few strong and severe thunderstorms, especially earlier in that frontal passage. The strongest storms will come when a front comes through during the afternoon hours. So where that front passes through like later in the evening, it doesn't look like they're going to be as potent. But Friday night plans, you need to be aware of that as we slide into the weekend. You can see on Sunday chance for some showers out around Connecticut. But locally, it's a pretty low chance that we get showers, which is why I'm going a little bit brighter Saturday, a little cloudier on Sunday.
But that heat arrives.
Yeah, so the weather from your window is going to reflect the beautiful conditions that we have outside right now. We've got sunshine over Polar Park in Worcester, where it's going to stay mostly sunny. Currently 60 degrees there and 64 in Boston. A lot of the in-betweens, you're waking up to the 50s this morning. So just get ready for another similar feel to what we had yesterday. Not quite as low, but definitely a little flavor of fall in the air this morning. If you're going to make the most of the warming afternoon temperatures and sunshine, we've got a low risk of rip currents along our local beaches, which I like to see. High temperatures today will be in the lower 80s in Boston and Plymouth, 70s for the Cape and the Islands, even 79 in Beverly, but mid 80s in Norwood, in Bedford, Fitchburg, and Nashua. So further inland, it is going to tend to be a little hotter. Not quite as cool tonight as we take a little dip into the 60s. Not a bad night, though. And then tomorrow, we're going to be pushing about 90 degrees. This is going to be the first of two really hot days. The worst weather is going to end up being Friday with our peak heat and humidity. In fact, the heat index on Friday is probably going to exceed 100 degrees in several spots. This is a really, I'd say, more accurate way to digest how it's going to feel if you're out and about, because humidity really is a factor and how brutal the heat is. It's going to feel like it's about 101 in Boston. Now, Friday evening, we do have some storms coming through. You can see Friday morning looks great. Most of the afternoon looks dry, but from north to south, late afternoon into evening, we've got a front that comes through with the chance for some scattered, strong or severe thunderstorms, especially where there's storms pass through during the afternoon. Sunday, you know, it depends where this energy goes. We've got this front that could waver towards us with a little bit of rain, especially into south.
Good to be with you, New England, on this Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock. I'm Ray Vieta.
And I'm Nicole Gabe. And be sure to step outside and breathe in the fresh, crispy air, right? It's feeling pretty good out there.
Yeah, it feels real good this morning. And this is our last, like, almost fall-like morning for a while because it gets hot again. But we've got clear skies driving the forecast, and we love this. It means that you're going to have plenty of bright weather today, just some scattered clouds tossed in there. 67 in Boston right now. We're at 58 still in Bedford and Norwood. 63 now in Worcester. So warm up is happening. And temperatures should slide into the upper 70s by noon and lower 80s this afternoon in Metro West. You could see the best part of this forecast is the lower dew points today, and that translates to a very comfortable humidity forecast. But we've got heat and humidity surging back by the end of the week, so we've got tropical humidity in place Friday, and I'll be back to show you some possible new record highs that we'll be chasing later this week as well.